Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm pleased to speak on Part 5 of this bill, and I really just wanted to focus on the provisions relating to immunity, delegation and review in Subpart 2. I think it's very important that when we are conferring powers onto particular officers or bodies, that there be some balance or review that can be applied. But on my reading of these provisions, sir, there is a pretty much complete immunity for from the Chief Executive right down to food safety officers from any civil and criminal liability in the exercise of their powers under the Act. Now, sir, that is a very blank pass that you are providing to those officers, sir. And we don't want to see a situation whereby an overzealous officer or verifier or whoever is exercising their rights under this bill is able to get, on my reading of this, a free pass from any civil or criminal liability, however it may arise, in the for any acts or omissions that they may be doing in the performance of a requirement under the Act. That's a real broad blank pass that you can get, and I would like to think that there would be some proportionality or some sort of countermeasure to just giving them open slander to be able to do anything in the exercise of their functions. And I'm thinking, when you're talking about civil and criminal liability, that's very broad. And I'm thinking, what about the instance of serious economic damage to a firm, to a company, through an erroneous food safety exercise of powers or exercising a requirement under the Act that caused real serious damage to a firm or their brand, or, for instance, a criminal act that may have occurred through exercising of those requirements. There is complete immunity for these officers. Now, I do understand that the intent of the bill is that we maintain confidence in our food safety regime, and that's a given, and that we do support that general aim. But when you give a complete immunity to all of these powers, to all of these people that are exercising powers under this Act, it does give rise to abuse, and there should be some check, some review, some mechanism. I'm thinking of the Tūhoe raids as an example. Now, sir, that is a completely different arm of the police, but that was an overreaching and a totally disproportionate act by the police at that time, and at least their actions were subject to a review. But under this complete immunity that is passed on from the Chief Executive all the way down, there is a free pass that they have, and I'm very concerned at that, because I would expect that there would be the integrity of the jobs and the roles that they carry out needs to be paramount, and that there would be appropriate training given to these food safety officers all the way through verifiers and the like, people that are exercising their requirements under the Act. Because on the face of it, it is very broad. I'll just go over it again. They are protected from civil liability, criminal liability, however it may arise, and it can also be in the performance of their functions or duties, but also it goes further, the purported performance of a power or a requirement that they have under the Act. That is extremely broad. It's an extremely broad immunity, and I think we need to be very careful as a parliament that we give out these blank free passes to these persons that are exercising these. Mr. Chair, I think we need to be very careful as a parliament that we make sure that we don't just sort of give all these powers away and they get a free pass. It's very dangerous, it's a slippery slope, and we want to see some proportionality in terms of the exercise of function, so that just because an officer thinks that, oh, I can just get away with anything, that he can just waltz, or they can waltz into any premises, exercise any search and seizure, secure any documents or information, demand a whole bunch of things, and they know that they're actually immune, no matter what damage it may cause to the business, no matter what, if they commit a criminal act, who knows, they might have bowled over a person in the process and hurt them, or cause serious injuries. Yet they get a free pass under this, and I would think that this needs to be closely looked at, because we don't want to be giving all of this power and a free pass and immunities away, because it could lead to some disproportionate acts being able to be given a free pass. Cheers. Kia ora.
Chris Ockenvall.
I move that the question be now put.
Question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 opposed.
Māori Party.
2 in favour.
Mana.
1 opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan. Any other votes?
Ayes are 63, noes are 56. I will put the questions, the first two of which are SOPs. So we move to the Honourable Damien O'Connor's amendment set out on SOP number 440. Question is that the O'Connor amendments be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. Contrary, no. No. The ayes have it. Noes have it. Noes have it. No. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 in favour.
New Zealand First.
7 in favour.
Māori Party.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. This is Damien O'Connor's.
Yes, Damien O'Connor's.
Māori Party is 2 in favour.
Mana.
1 in favour.
Act New Zealand.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 opposed.
Brendan Horan. Any other votes?
The ayes are 59, the noes are 61. The amendment is not agreed to. So we move, order please, order. We move to Stephen Browning's amendments set out on SOP number 449. So the question is that the Browning amendments be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. Contrary, no. No. Noes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
34 in favour.
Green Party.
14 in favour.
New Zealand First.
7 in favour.
Māori Party.
2 opposed.
Mana.
1 in favour.
Act New Zealand.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 opposed.
Brendan Horan. Any other votes?
Ayes 57, noes 63. The amendment's not agreed to. So the question now is that Part 5 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Question now is that Schedule 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question is now that Schedule 2 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that Schedule 3 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question is that Schedule 4 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question is that Schedule 5 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question is that Schedule 6 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question is that Schedule 7 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that clauses 1 and 2 stand part. So we'll go to the question that clause 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question is that clause 2 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. I will report this bill without amendment presently. Members, we move now to the Vulnerable Children Bill, and the question is that Part 3 stand part. Jacinda Ardern.
Chair, it's my pleasure to resume the debate on the Vulnerable Children's Bill when